Ah, I didn't know this. So this can operate on battery. Hey there, and thanks for watching this new channel video where today I will review not one, but two brand new soldering irons from Zoyi, the ZT-N1 and ZT-N2, and this last one also is a multimeter. And I thought that I've seen all weird configurations in electronics test equipment, but this one can be kind of cool if you are in the field. You'll have a portable soldering iron that can operate only on its battery, with some limitation as you will see, and the multimeter, all in a very small form factor. But if you are not a fan of these multifunction devices, you can always stay with the ZT-N1. Bear with me through this review while I review both devices and test the multimeter also. A quick disclaimer to let you know that these soldering irons were sent for review free of charge for me, and no payment was made by Zoyi to produce this video, and they will see it only when it's published on YouTube. But a thank you is in order to Zoyi for supplying these units for review, as it is also to you, yes you, my viewer, that sponsor the channel just by using the affiliate access links here in the screen or in the video description whenever you need to do your shopping on AliExpress or Amazon. Just by accessing AliExpress or Amazon through these links, you pay exactly the same for your purchases, but you are sponsoring the channel and help me to continue producing these videos. Thank you for your support. And now it's time, let's get started with the key features. Now is the time to talk about this video sponsor, PCBWay. I always use PCBWay for creating my boards with a professional factory quality, as you saw in my millivolt voltage reference board. It is very cheap to manufacture your PCBs on PCBWay. You can manufacture 10 PCBs for only $5. How awesome is this? And it is pretty easy also. Just insert here the PCB dimensions and you'll have an instant code. So when you want a PCB, visit PCBWay to get your code, and if it is your first time ordering from PCBWay, you can use our access link for a $5 credit. And don't forget, they also have component assembly service, 3D printing service, and much more. Let's get this started by opening the soldering irons. This time I have two to open. So we have the version with multimeter and the simple version that is N1. I will start with the N1. Let's see what we have in here. Okay. And we still have a set, of instructions. This is the user manual, quite short, and the small letters. I will have to reinforce my glasses to read this, but English, and this is also English. Okay. We have a cable USB Type-C to USB Type-C and a small holder for the soldering iron. Nice. Let's see what we have in here. This seems a deja vu. Okay, I will after see all the specs and give the first impressions. So this is the first one. Let's see what we have on the second one. This is the N2. Okay. So for starters, we have this tip, I think. This should be for the multimeter. Okay. The same holder for putting the soldering iron. Okay. A set of instructions again. This one should have a more detailed instructions, I think, since it has the multimeter. Or not. Okay. And okay. Again, one USB Type-C to Type-C cable for charging and probably firmware upgrade. And we have again the N2, TZ-N2, oh sorry, ZT-N2. And in terms of, yeah, it seems pretty much the same. Okay. This one has a black. Okay. As first impressions, this seems deja vu. Almost. This device seems a mix between the first version of the HS from Nixie and the second version. This kind of cap to protect the tip. It is very solid, very well built. Yeah. You have a nice grip in it. This is silicone or something like that that will give you a nice grip of the soldering iron. And the external difference between the version ZT-N1, that's the one I have in my hand, and the ZT-N2, other than the identification in here, is this black color in the well, this protector or this adapter for the tip. If you notice, it is well, silver or metal in the ZT-N1. Another thing that is immediately noticeable is the size of the tip. The ZT-N1 is a bit longer, and if we push it, we can see that it uses the T12 long version tips. We have this, it is delivered with this shivel, I think, this knife kind tip, and to install it you just have to press it and that's it. If we take this one out, it's the shorter version of the T12, also with the chisel knife type tip. Okay, in terms of first impressions, that's it. We have these silicone-like buttons, a small screen, and in both devices the USB Type-C port for charging, and in the case of the ZT-N2 is where we will connect this probe. Also for the ZT-N2 I believe that we have this tip, let me see, yeah, and we have a multimeter. Okay, this is a weird combination. It's the first time I see something like this. While we are in multimeter, we have a battery in this one that can operate the device. So probably I can power it up right now, but I will show that ahead in the video. Okay, and in terms of first impressions, that's it. Before powering this up, let me take the film off. Yeah, very nice. And also in this one. Okay, let's connect the cable that is connected to a 100 watts power supply, and as soon as you connect the cable, it immediately is power on the ZT-N1. When you power on, you have two icons on the screen. This one, it's not very visible, but it's like a soldering iron draw in here. Let me see, no, not better, yeah, like this you can see it better. It has this soldering iron and this cog. Okay, the soldering iron, it will allow you to heat up the tip, and let's see what we have here in the settings. So in the settings you probably can change to Fahrenheit or Celsius degrees. Okay, And we have the calibration also, where you can put minus or more temperature to calibrate the temperature that is shown on the screen. Okay, and what else? Oh, we don't have much options. So we just have two options. Let's go back. And in terms of heating, well, I have the cap on, but I will leave it so I don't burn myself by accident. Let's see what happens when you press. Okay, we have a few options on the screen. So on the screen you can see that he's drawing 41 watts. Now it's stopped. We have 20 volts in terms of power supply. We have the sol indicator, 200 degrees and set 200. How can we change this set? Let me... I don't see presets here. Okay. So that's how you change it. Probably this will say that is set to 300. Yeah. And it's changing the voltage. I will take the cap off now. It doesn't take too much time to get there. It's very simple to operate, nothing much. I will do some testing in terms of speed to melt in and the capacity of melt large blobs in a bit. But other than that, don't see much fuss around. Let's see the maximum temperature. 450 degrees. How much power it will take? 42 watts, nothing much. Okay, let's pass it again to 200 degrees. Yeah, I didn't put tin yet on the tip and I don't want to burn it. Let me now disconnect this one. And now we have the ZT-N2. And let's connect here the power. And the first difference that you can see is that it's charging the battery. We didn't have a battery in the other one. This one is charging. So yeah, because we can use it as a multimeter, as I said before. So let's power it up. You keep pressing power until it boots. And we have more or less the same options that we had on the other one, but we also have this multimeter here in the settings, and you can see the power charging the battery. Let's start with the multimeter options to see what we have here. Okay. Please attach test slits before use. Okay. I don't have it right now, so I will move this to normal settings. Let's see if we have some more options. We have the temperature that we just saw in the other one. We can change also Fahrenheit and Celsius. Oops, no. Okay, I have to change that after. So in terms of USB voltage, we can have down to 5 volts or a maximum of 20 volts. Okay, let's go back and change this. Sorry, my American friends, but yeah. And we have APO 15 minutes, so I believe this is the shutdown, automatically shutdown time. Yeah, 20, it's the maximum. Let's leave it at 15 minutes. And the calibration also, sol set off or on, and we can go back. So let me go back again to the menu because I forgot to mention something. This sol set is the battery power that you can activate or deactivate. Right now it's off, and that's the only thing that I want to mention that I forgot. And let's go back. Okay, let me just power the... Okay, it's pretty similar to, obviously, to the other one, but it's consuming 55 watts. It seems that needs more wattage or more power than the N1. I will put this down to 200 again. Oops, I passed. Okay, 200 degrees, it will be nice for now, for the test. And there is something that I also want to show you. I will put this on a stand also. There is a difference between the two devices. This one is the N2. As you can see, the maximum power is 75 watts. Let me show you here. Okay, so you can charge it, you can use it from 5 to 20 volts PD with a maximum of 75 watts. The N1 on the other side, let me show you, has a maximum power usage of 96 watts. It's a bit more, and it can go up to 28 volts. Basically, what they are saying here is that it defaults to the highest available voltage. For what I understood, it seems that the highest available voltage of my charger is 20 volts, because I didn't seem to notice using 28. Okay, so the tips is T65. By mistake, on the unboxing or in the first impressions, I said that the tips are T12, but it was my mistake. They are T65 on both of them. Okay, so I will now disconnect this to see, let me just put this right, to see if I can connect here the probe for the multimeter and see what we have in the multimeter menu. Ah, nice. He's using the battery? What is going on? Can we activate the battery for the soldering iron? Let me come here and... Okay, on. Ah! I didn't know this. So this can operate on battery. Well, it takes a bit longer, but it's a 12 volts. Ha! Amazing. So this can operate on battery as a soldering iron. I didn't know this. Whoa, this changed a lot. For a battery operated soldering iron, this is very small. And yeah, this is amazing. Okay, let me, nevertheless, let me just power this off, so we can see what we have in terms of multimeter. Okay, I shut this off. Yeah, still hot. So I will be back in a minute. Okay, so I removed the tip. Let's insert this for the multimeter. Okay. And we have on the other end, and I have to take this little wrap to use it. Okay. On the other end, I have also a USB connector. Okay, and now we can power this up. Select the multimeter. So this message, it didn't detect the test lead before. It's just a normal message that we have. Okay, let's see if we... Okay. I hope that you can hear the sign. It takes a lot of time to give the signal, but yeah, it detects that is continuity. Okay, so instead of auto, let's see what we can have in here. We have millivolts DC. Okay, is in focus like this. So we have millivolts. We have volts AC. This is a true RMS multimeter. Okay, so we have millivolts and volts, as it seems. We can measure DC voltage up to 36 volts, AC or DC. And yeah, that's it. I don't see here anything else. Ah, no, and resistance and continuity. I had the idea that we can measure resistance. Okay, so we can measure resistance up to 40 mega ohms. Very nice. Okay. So I will test that measurement in a bit, but I don't know how to go to resistance manually, since it will not get there using the keys. Okay, but we will test this in a bit. I was very happy to know that this can operate as a soldering iron just by using the battery. I will put this charging so we have battery to test it in a few minutes. I have my setup already in place, as you can see. So let's start the test by checking how much time it will take to melt the solder or the tin. I will start first with the ZT-N1 and then ZT-N2. I will use the same charger for both tests, so the conditions are equal. And let me just connect this one, the N1. Okay. So what I will do now is press here in OK, and we will start the test by checking how much time it will take to melt the solder. Okay, let's go. I will be able to see the time only on editing, so you will see in the screen. Okay, I think that's it. We can stop. Very nice. So now I will take this off and use it on the N2. Okay, so N2. This one we have to power it up. It will not start automatically. Okay. And I think that we are ready to go. Let's start. Okay. And we should be almost there. Yeah, that's it. Okay, you should have on the screen, but the N2 is much faster to reach the desired temperature. The test is done. You have the results on the screen. Let's move on for now. Since the ZT-N2 is battery operated, I decided to test also using only the battery. For that, let's activate the sol parameter like this. Okay, edit, and you are almost unable to see what is going on, but I'm activating the sol parameter. It's on right now, and let's go back. So again, let's test this by checking how much time it will take to melt the solder. Let's try it. Okay, it is much slower, much slower. But I think during the review, during the operation, it heated up a bit faster. But let's see, he's just using 12 volts or 12 watts. Okay, it's just using 12 watts to heat up, and obviously it's taking a lot more time to get there. But it was able to melt the solder. Okay, you should have the time on the screen. So let's move on. Now I will test both soldering irons melting large blobs. I have here my new board that I used to test this, and the old one with a lot of large blobs, and let's see how it will handle these kind of large blobs. Okay, we are ready. Okay, for this I will increase the temperature up to 400 degrees. Let's see how much time it takes to get there. Okay, applying just some thin on the blades to protect it. Okay, and let me put this a bit more ahead so we can see it better. Let's start. Whoa, this was instant. Okay, this was really instant. Let's see with the wire. Whoa, pretty impressed. Okay, it's 400 degrees. Let's put it at 350. And I don't see much change in terms of the temperature on the screen. Okay, on 300 degrees it takes a little more time, it's obviously. But even so, this one here, it was instant. Let's see on the old boards. Okay, I have this chunk here. Whoa, it's like butter. This is amazing. You don't have any problem. Well, it starts almost immediately melting. If you give it a little time to settle, it becomes liquid. Very nice. Look at this blob. Yeah, amazing. Okay, we tested the ZT-N1, 350 degrees. Let's now see how this one handles. I have to let the solder settle for a bit, and while it settles, let's start the ZT2. Okay, powering up to 350 degrees also. Well, I didn't test with the other one. Let me just change this. Yeah, like this, so we can see what is going on. I didn't test it to solder directly on the board. Let's do it like this right now. I'm with 350. Okay, creating a big blob on the board. And here it is. Without any issue. Going to the other one. This is 350 degrees. Obviously, this is a huge temperature. The solder melted, I believe, around 200 degrees, this one that I have here. But it's a huge amount of solder, and we don't have any issue working with it. Look at this. Yeah, this is so cool. It's kind of satisfying to see the solder melt. Okay, and in the old board again, without any issue, it's already melting everything. Like it's just putting there. I don't know if it is also by using the knife, the chisel, sorry. But yeah, look at this. First pass. Very nice. Okay, just missing one more test. I will take now the power. It's complaining that the battery is not connected. So let's activate the battery. Let me take the hands out of the way so you can see also. Okay, activating the battery. Okay, and now I want to go and do some soldering. Well, the knife was already hot from the previous usage, but even so, let's try. It's not 350 yet. It should take some time to get there because we are using only 12 watts to power this, but let's see. Yeah, even operating on a battery, we are able to melt everything without any issues. It's not as fast as using the charger or the USB connection, but okay. It's not going up over the 262, even if we need it set for 350. But even so, as you can see, it takes a bit longer. But if you are on the field and you need to use the battery to operate this, you will be able to solder without any issues. And I will solder some resistors to a board. On normal usage, you shouldn't be doing like this. Okay, now we see that it's struggling. The temperature is going down. So I don't know how much time the temperature can stand using this 12 watts. Okay, let's increase a bit, but if I push it too much, it will not have the power to keep it working in a proper condition. Right now, as you can see, it's melting the solder again without any issue around the 260 degrees, but it loses the temperature a lot. Anyway, it's nice to have this solution with battery, even if it is, well, not the perfect powerage for this, but it works. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so this next test is soldering some resistors to this board. I will solder 2 resistors with ZT-N1 and then 2 resistors with the other one. Okay, let's start with this one. And I have to say I have a bit of difficulty to see where is the resistor. Okay. Let's do it like this. Okay, nice. And we have the other one in here. Very nice. So the other part. Oops, wrong place. And yeah, perfect. Okay. Let me test now with the other soldering iron. Okay, I took the other one out of the way and let's power this up. So we don't need 350 degrees, but anyway, let me lower this a bit. 250 should be okay. Okay. I have other tips here. This one, for such a small thing, it's not the best, but it will work. Okay, and yeah, I did some solder out of the place. The idea is to show the iron, not my soldering skills. That seems that are not so good. Well, not soldering skills. I need to replace my glasses. I really need to replace my glasses. Okay. Okay, moving on. This final test is the accuracy test. So I have here my Sogan soldering iron and hot air testing station. I will put something in here. And well, first I have to start the soldering iron. It's heating up. Let's go up to 200 degrees. Okay, let's start with 200 degrees. Okay, is heating up. It says that it's there and should be ready to melt something. Okay, let's see what temperature it says. Well, this is way over 200 degrees. Okay, just to make sure that the problem is not on the station, on the thermometer, I went to grab my Miniware TS-101, and right now let's put it here. It's with 244 degrees. Let's put something in it. Okay. And it seems that it's much closer in terms of temperature than the Zoyi. Okay, it has a 10-degree miss. Okay, it's still going down. So I don't think the problem is on the thermometer. Yeah, it's missing by 10 degrees. Some calibration might need it. Okay. So this is tested. Let me put this down. And going back to the Zoyi. That should be at 200 degrees. Okay. Well, the N1, the ZT-N1 at least, is 70 degrees over. We can calibrate this, but it's a large difference. Let's go here and do a calibration. So it's 70 degrees out. Let's see if it is like this, and going back to 200. So 220. It's getting near that. Okay. Okay, it had to be calibrated by a large difference, but it's now okay. Going back to 300, or going up to 300. Okay. While we are setting the temperature, the iron disconnects. I don't know if that is very good, but okay, it is what it is. So after the calibration, 300 misses around 10 degrees. We can do better than this. Okay. Yeah, around 10 degrees. Let's try 400. Okay. It should be getting there. Okay, 400. Almost there. And at 400 we are missing also 10 degrees. Well, I detect here a pattern, so we can go to the settings again, calibration, and lower this to 60 degrees. Okay, and it should be more or less fine. Okay, I have to put, this is a weird part, 400 degrees. Okay, let's go again. It's near. Okay. It's getting there. Still has a little difference, but it's much closer. It's all right for me. This is negligible, the difference. Like 5 degrees right now. Yeah. Okay, in terms of the ZT-N1, the accuracy is tested. We calibrated the device and is almost near the desired temperature. Now we will test the ZT-N2. Powering up. Okay, and now let's see what we got here in terms of accuracy. It's getting there. Let me see if I can show you. And some solder in the blades. So this one is much closer to the desired temperature. Even so, it has a little difference. Okay, going back again to calibration. Okay, we need like 40 degrees less in terms of temperature. Let's see how it handles now. It's going down. Okay. 215, 14. It should be almost there. 10 degrees difference. Yeah, it has a 10 degrees difference more or less. Not bad. Let me just set the temperature for 300 degrees. Okay. The most annoying thing with this is the temperature stopped to hit the tip whenever we change the desired temperature. So the tip stopped hitting. Okay, we are with 290, 94, 93, 95, 96. So yeah, almost there. I'm okay with this. Let's take it to 400. And it's heating up again. 400. It reaches quite fast. Again, some more solder in here. Okay, 75. Let me see if I have this well put in here. 380. Well, at 400 it's missing a bit. Yeah, by 16 degrees more or less. Let me see if I'm doing this in the right position. Might be my fault. Yeah, 380, give or take. Yeah, I don't see it going up. Okay, it's a little difference, but overall it will not affect the performance of this iron. I still like what I have in here. So now it's the time to test the multimeter. I will start by testing and basically almost only testing the DC voltage. I will test DC voltage and resistance since I don't have a way of putting AC up to 36 degrees. But let's start with DC voltage. And when I power on my DC voltage calibrator, it will start beeping because it detects continuity. Okay, we are at 0. Let's start with 1 volt. 1.002. It's it's a few digits off from the siglent, but okay, fair enough. 2, okay, 3, 4 volts, 4.01, 5 volts. It takes a while to get there, but it gets there. 6.01, 7 volts, 8 volts, 9 volts, and we are going back to 0. So I will move this to millivolts, and let's start with 100 millivolts. So in millivolts, it detects 86 millivolts. Let me put this manually. No, it's detecting frequency. Okay, I put it manually in millivolts. So right now it's 100.1, good enough. 200, 300, it's starting to increase the decimal places. 400, yeah, 500 millivolts. In 500 millivolts it passes to alpha volt. 500, 600, 700, 800 millivolts, 900, and we are back to 0. Let's go to 10 millivolts and see what we get here. 10 millivolts, 9.8, okay. 20, 19.9, 30, 40, 50 millivolts, spot on. 60, 70, 80 millivolts, 90, and we are back to 0. Okay, so right now let's see if we can go down to 1 millivolt. Not bad, not bad at all. 2 millivolts. Okay, 1.8. 3 millivolts. 4, 5, 6, 7, and it seems to have a consistency of 2 less significant digits. 8, 9, and back to 0. Let's see microvolts. Probably will not detect, but okay. I'm not hoping to have values in here, and okay, good enough. This is the main function is just to be a soldering iron. The multimeter is just another thing nice to have. In this next test, I will use this precision resistor reference board. It has a precision of 0.1% and 25 parts per million in terms of reference. And let's see what values we have reading from this board. I am currently in auto mode. Let me just move on to so you can see. And he should detect these values automatically. Okay. So we have 0.13 kilo ohms, and this is actually right since this value is 10 ohms. The next value is 100.03 ohms and should be 0.100 kilo ohms. Spot on almost. Yeah, pretty precise. Okay, next one, it's 1.003 kilo ohms, so it should be 1 point something, yeah, spot on. Next one, it's 9.995 kilo ohms. Let's see, 9.97, yeah, rounded, it should be around this. Pretty accurate, and I cannot see this one, is 100 point something kilo ohms. 99.9. So really near also from the result. Let me just try to do something. Yeah, we cannot move the scale. Just move this to other option. Yeah. Okay, amazing, pretty accurate. It's a pity it doesn't read capacitance, but this is a soldering iron, so having a multimeter is already a bonus. Okay, and I think that we are done with the tests. Wrap up time, and I will start with the price I found on AliExpress, the Zoyi ZT-N1 around 17 euros or something near $18 with free shipping. And on Amazon Zoyi official store, also the ZT-N1 can be found at almost $30 or around 29-28 euros. Regarding the ZT-N2 is listed on AliExpress Zoyi official store around the 25 euros or more or less $26. And again, on Amazon Zoyi official store, you can find it at almost $40 or around 38 euros. Considering the price, especially on AliExpress, 17 euros or $18 is a great price for this portable soldering iron and a non-brainer purchase. If you want to invest about 8 euros or around $9 more, you can buy the version with the multimeter functions in it. For those that work in the field, this might be handy sometimes, considering that you'll get also a soldering iron that, within some limitations, can also operate only with this battery. The construction is solid as you can get, all metal, very robust, and you have a comfortable enough position of working when holding it on your hand. In the tests it was okay, passed all tests without major issues, struggle a bit with the large blobs while operating on battery, but with a bit of patience it was able to melt the blobs. The major problem while operating solely on battery is not having enough power to maintain the temperature on such a big blobs. And after melting the solder, the tip loses the temperature quickly, something that doesn't happen on normal usage. But for me, this is not a real issue. The blob test is an extreme test, and the bottom line is that was able to melt the blobs only on battery and perform flawlessly while connected to USB power supply. While it was connected to the USB, the story was totally different, really fast to melt the large blobs of solder without any problem, even with temperatures around 250 degrees Celsius. If I had something to point out in this soldering iron is the lack of temperature presets, but I must also acknowledge that while some temperature preset function is desirable, the price of these portable soldering irons is lower when compared with their competitors, so something has to be left behind. The overall experience was really good. It handled everything very well, and I'm pretty pleased with this device for the price it is being sold. If you are also convinced and want to buy one, please remember that you have available the affiliate access links in the screen or in the video description to sponsor the channel with your purchase on AliExpress or Amazon. You don't pay a cent more, but you are helping the channel just by accessing AliExpress or Amazon using these affiliate links. A heartfelt thank you for your support. Not costing a cent more is also your slap in the like button to help me spread the word, and if you are new here or just didn't subscribe yet, let me tell you that every week I receive new test equipment to review, and subscribing will help to keep you on the loop with all new cool equipments that arrives to the market. That's it for today. Thank you for watching and your company. I hope to see you in my next video. Until then, take care.